So now that you guys are officially German Rockstars, do you still pay for sex?
Do we really have to talk about it?
No.
It's kind of sad.
Should we talk about the story in Cologne last year at the...
Oh yeah, you will love this story. Opening the door. Does anyone have condoms? Does anyone have condoms?
Dude, what a fucking rock star. There used to be this band, and it was an all-female band. They would, like, fuck each other on stage, and they would, like, fuck people in the crowd.
We need stage dancers. You two would be perfect.
First of all, we will prepare some costumes for you, and maybe on the next interview podcast we will present them to you. A separate room for you guys, so you can try on the clothes and sleep there, and let's go
doesn't
to
sound right.
You just open a box and we just come out in full gimp leather. Yeah, first off, before we get into the music, how are you guys doing just as people? How's life been?
Yeah, it's good. Finally, spring is here. So first warm day today. We have like 20, 25, I think, degrees.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't have a fucking clue, Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
But everything is good.
Yeah.
But everything's good in your guys' like personal lives. Everything's going well.
Yeah.
Tom, I see you got a cute girlfriend now. Congrats. That's what happens when you're a front man. You get all the bitches.
Have you seen my girlfriend? Did she walk through here?
Oh, you guys living together?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So you're at Tom's place right now?
No, we're living together.
Oh, this is your girlfriend?
Yeah.
This is my girlfriend, yeah.
She's very pretty.
Oh,
yeah. She is.
The belle of the ball.
No, everything's been fine. It's been like working on the new EP for like months now, and so it's finally, I guess I could say over, but not finally. Maybe because it was a pretty nice time, but also harsh time. Like a lot of recording music videos and stuff, and a little bit stressful. You know, like we're all working full-time jobs, and then you have a side project that takes as much time like a full-time job. So sometimes you shouldn't forget to sleep. But I guess...
Tell me about it. Fuck, man. That's my biggest enemy is just getting enough sleep. They tied there's a correlation between not getting enough sleep and like dementia. And what's ironic is I work for senior community. And I'm going to be in memory support with those motherfuckers pretty soon, dude, because I don't get enough sleep.
You fit well in them.
Yeah. So, yeah, you got to balance the life, man. Shit, even just from a podcast standpoint, dude. Actually, this is our first episode we've done that we're doing since fucking January.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, we've kind of transitioned into more of a YouTube channel. Like, we'll still bring people on, but we're too edgy and nobody wants to fuck with us. So we take what we can get, but we love you guys and we're glad you're back.
Oh, well, the fucking Germans.
Yeah. So now that you guys are officially German rock stars, do you still pay for sex? Is the groupie game strong in Germany?
Do we really have to talk about it?
No, we don't.
It's kind of sad.
I mean, I'm out. I got a girlfriend, so...
Yeah.
So now you do actually pay for sex. That's what having a girlfriend is. It's just not guaranteed at the end of the exchange.
Yeah. And sometimes you're just paying with time and life energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, we've listened to the new EP. I just want to say, before we get into it, what a huge fucking step up from the previous work. I mean that
Thanks
genuinely.
so much.
And not to like shit on the previous work, but I see the actual growth like contained within the songwriting. You know, the production on the first EP wasn't terrible by any means, but I can definitely hear like more fidelity within the production of this new EP. I feel like you guys have been playing live nonstop. I'm constantly seeing posts on your Instagram. How'd you even have fucking time to do this in a year?
To be honest, we don't.
Yeah.
We don't have the time, but we're taking the time, and it's like the same. We just talked a few minutes ago. Sleep is for the weak.
Yeah.
So, seriously, but we try to take the time, and if we have days off, and use some of our vacation days to calm down and get enough rest and sleep after the concerts, but it's still it gives you energy. It doesn't take more than it gives you, so we love to do it. And so we take a time.
That's the key, man, because if you're like, if you're ever in the mind state where you're like, fuck, I gotta play this show tonight, like, then it's like it's all downhill from there, man.
Luckily that's not the case.
Yeah.
But like 2 songs from the new EP we were playing live for since the first gig, basically. So Affliction and Prisoners. Those are not new songs. We worked quite a lot on them in studio, but the other 3 ones, those we wrote in the last year. So those are, let's say, new songs.
It's interesting. It's those 2 in particular, because actually those are my 2 favorite tracks off the new EP. Prisoners, God, that song just comes right at you from the get-go, man. I love it. It's just so aggressive. Definitely probably my favorite song. Something like noticeable besides like the production value, I noticed that you guys, the writing on the album just seems tighter and more concise. So what are like some lessons you guys learned between the first EP and this one?
I would say we spent much more time to really try to get the most out of the songs. So we had basically the process in the beginning was the same as for the first EP. We wrote the instrumentals, we made demos, and then we went into studio. But in the studio we really sat also with our producer, funny enough, same one as for the first EP. But I think we both made a step up from the first to the second EP. And we really said, let's try to push. And really, while recording guitars, we were like, maybe this riff could be a bit more aggressive, or this part could use a small break to make the impact harder on the drop. And same we did with the vocals, and same we did with the drum recording. So this time we also recorded the drums. Which,
on the subject of guitar, me being a guitar player, that's what I listen to the most. I sit there and I analyze. And I noticed from the last EP to this one that in a good way, the guitar was a little simpler. I know that me personally in my own songwriting, I get overwhelmed with like trying to be too notey. And like, I want to be like Mr. Progressive, like have like every note in the world in like 30 seconds. But I've noticed that this EP, there's just some and I'm always fascinated by this idea of like, if you listen to like Thal, like Vilja Harda, they can take one note and drown it out for like a minute straight, and it sounds great. Where I would think I need to have, the whole every note that's ever existed in that minute. So I noticed that there's a little coming back to simplicity in this EP. Were you thinking about that, or is that something that happened naturally?
I think it depends a bit. I think, for example, a song like Affliction, I think the lead line is pretty complex.
There was some complexity in there.
But I would say the difference between rhythm parts and lead parts is quite significant on this EP, I would say. Because basically on stage I have to play all the lead parts, which is quite a pain sometimes. But
do you find yourself like standing further and further back so people aren't looking at your hands?
Luckily not anymore. But in the beginning it felt like this.
But if so, he has the opportunity to hide behind our bass player, who's like 2 meters high.
He's like a tower.
He's just like standing behind him, like, shit, so nobody will notice if I fuck up.
I'm not a small guy, but he's just huge.
He's a big dude.
Just fucking massive.
It's funny you mentioned Affliction, because that was the example I was going to use. The breakdown in Affliction, I think it happens around the 2-minute mark in it, because it really seems like the guitar that's put over the top of that breakdown, it's focused more on melody.
Yes,
than
that was on purpose.
Yeah, and I really like that. That's something I struggle with as a guitarist. Like I said, I want to do like a sweep pick or something crazy like that, but sometimes you just need
I'm
to
not good
focus
enough
on
for
a
this.
melody. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but
no.
But for Affliction, for example, we really wanted to make this to have a big impact. This breakdown, I think this was quite good, and the breakdown's getting slower and slower and slower over the time, and we wanted really to make it simple. So on the last EP, it's pretty on point what you said. On the last EP, when we had a breakdown, it was like 4 bars of this riff, then 4 bars of that riff. But in the end, if you look into the crowd, you want to see them engage with the breakdown and lose their minds. And if you switch in the breakdown back and forth, this riff, doesn't work, because the guys want something they can put their energy out. And with Affliction, it works quite well.
Yeah.
Currently
That's
one of our favorite
on
songs
the EP.
live. Yeah.
Funny story, like we took us so much time to rewrite that breakdown. Like Eve and Phil sat in the studio for like a whole day, rewrite the breakdown. And then when I went to the studio to record the vocals, we were like, I don't know, maybe we should change the vocals at that part. And he's like, our studio guy, yeah, let's do this. And then it took us 2 days to rewrite the vocals and some parts of the breakdown until we were finished. So we were sitting like 10 hours there and thinking like, oh, damn, how could we make the breakdown more and more harder so the vocals could have bigger impact and be more aggressive. And so the breakdown Affliction was like the most intense time in the studio.
Yeah,
Even
that makes
though
sense.
it's probably the most simple one that we wrote until now. But
it's hard. It's hard to be simple. It really is. It sounds crazy, but it is true. It's hard to like just get something that gets the point across. It's like any language, how can you say the most with the least amount of words?
Yeah, right.
It's so tough to do when you really think about it. So
not only that, I can imagine from the just being in the studio and you're just trying to meet like a certain amount of impact that just like fucking blows your socks off through the monitors. You're like, no, that's not quite it. Something, not to knock my brother's guitar playing, but like some of his riffs, they just lack fucking impact. And we're not sure the science behind it. Does it need more bass in there? Does it need like a fucking 808 drop or something? Is the riff, not crunchy enough? You know what I mean? There's so many layers to create that impact that's got to be tough. But I would hope that, your guys' producer kind of knows what you're looking for and knows how to like achieve that sound.
Yeah, he's really good. He's really good.
And it sounds like he's experienced growth in between your first EP and now too. Like your guys' fidelity is great. I mean, honestly, I see no reason to go anywhere else as far as like a production standpoint. I think it's solid.
Yeah, this guy's awesome. Also, like in the beginning, we were working together, but after a while, we got more and more, growing together as friends also. Like working together, getting friends. And so we're also not just working together, like, okay, you go into the booth and shout the shit out of yourself. So we also just take the time and talk to each other, like, how was the day going and all stuff, and what do you think about the song? And I guess this makes a big impact who you're working with together. Is it a good chemistry?
Yeah.
Chemistry, thank you.
Chemical.
Good chemistry, and can you work together easily? So sometimes he doesn't to say anything at all. I just know what he wants to say. So if it lacks of words, we know how to talk to each other without words.
The producer becomes like the unofficial member of the band.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of people don't give a lot of credence or credit to how much a producer can be involved with the sound. You go back and listen to Parkway, Adam D with the first 2 Parkway albums was like essential. And then you go to Deep Blue and it's like, it's the same band, but this is something else entirely from Horizons and Killing with a Smile. So, I mean, if you like what you've got, that might as well just be your band member that you work with forever, man.
Yeah, currently, I see absolutely no reason to change. I have to say, the good thing is you can talk about everything. Yeah, if you have this chemistry in between each other. I also told to the guys, because last EP we recorded before most of the guys were really in the band, because the instrumentals were done up front, so to say. And only Tom did shout the vocals, but not in the studio. We recorded it in our practice room. And I told to the guys, be open. He's the producer. He knows what he's talking about. So before you say no to him, let him do and see what he does with it. And I think this worked out really well, because everyone was really open-minded in the whole studio process, and I think you can hear it in the end. So this worked out quite well. Yeah.
Was there ever like a moment where you guys like might have clashed on something where he's like, no, he's like, trust me, it's got to be this way, and you're like, I'm not sure, man? Or like, was there something you were like going for, like, I want to do this, and he was like, no, that's stupid, let's not do that?
Seriously, I think me and him, we had I guess the most moments like that. He was like, do the stuff like this on the vocals and this part, and like, nah, man, I don't feel it. And he's like, do it. I'm like, all right, we try it and then we'll see. And at the end, he was like, yeah, I like this. I'm like, yeah, me too. But also otherwise, if I ask him, should we do this maybe this way? And he was like, nah, I don't feel it. and I said, okay, just listen. Let's try one take. And if you say it's shitty, then we cancel that. And
let it go. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, there were a lot of situations like that, but it was like not negative. It was like, I don't feel it, but let's try it. So both sides were open-minded, and I guess it works very well if you trust each other. And it's very important in the production. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you guys are contingent on like each other's success, right?
Yeah.
Because like in his heart of hearts, he wants you guys to have a good sounding album, because that's a reflection on him.
Yeah.
It can be tough to, like be so passionate about like, fuck you, man, this is my art. It's like, yeah, no, but I'm putting my stamp of approval on it, and we're not doing that shit. So over the past year, you guys have your full lineup now. So this is kind of a two-parter question. What meaningful growth have you guys noticed within yourselves as a band, and what kind of trials and tribulations have you faced in the past year?
I would say we are more confident on stage, definitely. But if you play 40 concerts in 1 year, roughly 1.5, that should be the case in the end. Yeah. So this went really well. I would say we are very good connected here in the German scene, metalcore scene. It's really crazy with how many bands we are in contact. And I know now I looked into our calendar with 33 concerts already fixed in the
Nice.
the next 1.5 years. So
has all your concerts just been contained within Germany, or have you gone outside Germany?
Until now, yes, only in Germany. But in 2 weeks we are going on a small tour, like 7 dates
with Colors of Autumn, right?
Yeah,
is that the one? And so these are outside of Germany. Well, no, Frankfurt's in Germany. So it's
but we are going to Innsbruck and Vienna in Austria.
Ah, I see. In the Netherlands, right?
And the one gig in the Netherlands. It's just across the border, but it's in the Netherlands.
So 3 countries in 7 days.
What city in the Netherlands are you going to?
It's called Urmond.
Urmond.
I've been to Maastricht. That's only
Yeah, that's pretty close, I think. To
Been there
Maastricht,
too.
yeah. Quite close to that, but it's a small town, I think, not big. But yeah, we were like missing one more date on our tour, and we had an Instagram group with bands from Netherlands, Belgium, Germany, and Austria, I think. And I wrote in the group, "Hey guys, we are urgently searching for a slot close to Cologne because that's the gig right after." And one band from the Netherlands said, "Yeah, come on, we can do it." And they organized the gig for us, which is quite nice. So let's see what happens.
Yeah. So you're just focused on primarily making a name for yourself within Germany, which is smart. Start locally. And then the nice thing about the EU is like, there's really, maybe outside of funds, there's really nothing stopping you from going to all these countries.
Yeah, that's right.
Right near you.
Currently, it's a bit difficult, I would say. I mean, it's running quite good for us, especially regarding concerts, and we have quite a stable fan base, let's say, with supporters. But we have so many really good bands, especially from our genre, and we are not like the band who's catching after trends, I would say. Our style is quite old school, so it's not like we are blowing up all over Europe. That's really not the case. We can't say that, but in our area, we are one of the bigger bands, I would say, for metalcore or metal in general. And yeah, now with the tour, and we have some other gigs around Germany, we are trying to push a bit out of our area, out of Rhine-Main area, and try to get a bit better known all over Germany.
Yeah, I guess we got ourselves a slot for the German metalcore bands. So we're going to a festival near Berlin this year.
Oh, yeah.
Then
Nice.
we're playing on also on the festival. Yeah, it's like 1 hour northeast from Berlin, somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that's almost at Polish border, I think.
And also we're playing on the festivals here around the corner, not far away south from Darmstadt. And yeah, it's like a festival. We also went
privately.
Private, to see the bands, go camping, go partying. And then when we got the mail, we would like you to play at our festival. We're like, what?
Yeah, that's got to be incredible, dude. That'll be the biggest crowd, I'm sure, to date.
Yeah, and
I guess so. Yeah.
And that's pretty awesome that we are playing shows around Germany right now, and we see also, like you can see in the statistics, that there are also a few followers from Hamburg, Berlin, or all around Germany. And that's what we try to make possible in the next few months, years, to get there finally, to play in Berlin, Hamburg, and see what's happening there, So
do you get a breakdown of like listens by country through Spotify or something like that?
Yeah, you can do that. And we had in the past, we had this reaction of Tank the Tech. We really saw many people from the US. But now I would say the hype of this is gone.
Yeah.
And you can say now it looks more realistic. You see clearly Germany by far the biggest following. Then you see the US and then some other European countries. So I would say that's now, I would say, the base, which is realistic for us, where we see where our listeners are.
Yeah.
So I think that's now, we can say that's where the guys are. Yeah.
Once you get your Mariah Carey collab, I'm sure that'll go. Those numbers in the US will go up.
Yes,
working on
it. I was also wondering, last time we talked to you, because you mentioned you got a lot more consistent fan base now, especially like touring and stuff, and your concerts. Last time we asked you about your mosh pit legend, like who's the guy out there that's crazy. You got a new one this time?
He was not there this time, right?
It was the guy with the hat, right?
The Punisher.
Undertaker.
The Undertaker.
Yeah, Undertaker.
We had the same concert. We had again the EP release party at the same venue. But yeah, now that you say it, he was not there. I think I did not see him in his big ass cloak.
There was one like that.
in his head.
I'm pretty sad now.
Yeah.
Why do you have to remind me?
What happened to the Undertaker?
Have you guys seen any crazy shit at any of your live shows yet? Is there a crazy story? Some dude helicoptering his dick on stage or something?
That would be great. Yeah.
Should we talk about the story in Cologne last year at the contest?
Oh yeah, you will love this story.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Oh, can I start?
Yeah. Just tell it.
We were like in a contest, to play at Reload Festival, which is a bigger festival in Germany, like maybe 10,000 people.
20,000 people, yeah.
Yeah, so quite big. And we were in the final. 3 bands. It was us, some like rock band with a guy from the US as a frontman, and a pop punk band. And we came there. It was by some of cigarette company, big sponsor. They did rent a really huge venue, which was normally how's it called? Bouldering for climbing. Tall building
where the boulders are on the wall and you can climb.
Oh, rock climbing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Indoor rock climbing. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And it was like 3 stories, but everything was open, and they built shit up. And the first band came on, which was this rock band with this guy from the US, and he was like really confident. He was like making 2 sound checks. They all had like full stack amps, and it was really like a big shit show in front of the gig already. And they told us clearly, you have 30 minutes playtime, every band, and that there was like a jury who rated us and so on, and so everyone should have a fair competition. 30 minutes. First thing that happened, they played like 1 hour.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
we were like, what the fuck is he doing? Because we were up next.
Yeah.
We were really standing next to the stage like, is he ending sometime?
I mean, we're getting ready, like, yeah, now it's the time. And then, okay, another song. Okay, another song. Like, you're waiting there. I mean, all right, it's your time, but it's not good for this band because you have a playtime of 30 minutes and you should end it. Yeah. And if not, then you're out. Like, the jury will say, like, what the fuck are you doing? You're like,
normally they switch.
I'm surprised they didn't like cut the fucking sound, dude.
Yeah,
like, Jesus
normally they
Christ.
do, but they didn't.
It's a common American tactic in football. They call it time of possession. You hold the ball, the other team can't score.
And I was talking already to the DJ who was making the music between the sets. I was like, man, how late is it? It's like, they should have ended 50 minutes ago. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? He was totally confused. So this was the first thing going wrong. Yeah. And
it's
then
just the beginning of the evening.
Then we were like, okay, fuck it. We did our show. Was really great. Like 300 people, all good. Then we went off stage, packed our stuff,
drank some beer.
The other band played, which was very nice guys. We are still in contact with them.
Yeah.
Cool people.
Also from our area.
Yeah. And then don't know. Like such an evening, you are drinking and so on, and then the jury was telling us who have won.
Oh,
and
nice.
We did not win.
Oh, my bad.
But the other band who was cool, yeah. And next strange thing, everyone was on stage, but not the band who lost completely. They were last, yeah. And we were like, that's not cool. Like they are sore losers, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
the same band that took an hour.
Yeah.
Some of them were, I guess, pretty in party mode in this evening.
Then like we were then, come on, fuck it. We had a great time. It was not a bad experience. We had fun, so all good.
Yeah.
Other band was also playing great, so
we met a lot of people.
Cheers to them. And then we were like partying, and then I see some of our guys like, hey man, you won't believe this. And you have to imagine the backstage was like an open room with a glass front to the public area, but 3 stories
upstairs.
Upstairs.
So you could go upstairs. Was backstage for the bands.
Yeah,
and like one big room, and a glass front, and a couch on the other side of the wall.
Yeah. And then he was like, I went upstairs and wanted to grab a beer, and the guy from the band, this front man, he was getting a blowjob back there.
Dude, what a fucking rock star. Holy shit.
Then next thing that happened, the girl is running outside, opening the door. Does anyone have condoms? Has anyone have condoms? right in front of the public. And everyone was, what the fuck is happening here?
Nobody knew how to handle the situation. You know, like the security was standing there, looking through the glass front, two guys just looking at those two, like doing their stuff, you know. And I heard somebody tell me that the securities were talking to each other. What should we do? I mean, it's not forbidden, you know. Like, but should we?
Yeah.
But should we go inside and pull him out? Like, what the fuck is this girl doing in here? I mean, they just went inside and told the girl, you should go outside. It's not your area where you should stay because you're not for the band and other stuff. And it was wild, you know, like everybody was talking in this evening. So everybody from the jury, from the crew, from the bands knew about the story like in 20 minutes. So it went viral in this whole area there. And then I remember the guy from the band, he was talking English the whole evening.
Yeah.
Like, I'm from Texas.
With a big Texas accent.
Texas.
I'm talking English the whole evening. And then our drummer went past by this guy and wanted to ask him something in English, but this guy answered in German.
In perfect German.
Fluent German. And our drummer was like, why do you speak German? Yeah, I'm living here since 13 years. And we're like
fucking hell, man. Then
what the fuck?
Last thing I remembered was he running past me with a bottle of champagne. I was like, he really ticked all the boxes. It was like hilarious. Yeah,
the perfect rock
and he
star.
came to me. He came to me. Hey man, you should have won. I was like, yeah, come on, fuck off.
I'm so sorry for playing too long and stuff, you know.
He's like, hey, let's get out of here. Let's go get our dick sucked. Oh, Jesus, dude. What a fuck. Dude, do you have the name of that band?
We will tell you maybe, or he will tell you maybe in private, but I won't say anything.
I think enough shit talk in public, yeah. But I can tell you afterwards.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just curious. I just want to picture this guy. Like, I just want to see what he looks like.
He looks like you imagine. I tell you.
Because what I imagine is like no shirt, American flag, like boxers with like a mullet and a mustache and a bandana.
Captain
That's
Texas,
what I imagine.
Yeah. But to be fair, I never ever heard of them again.
Yeah. They were like lost. Like after that, we never heard anything about. So
I'm just checking.
He looks completely different.
But
you'll be surprised.
But if you see him, I think you can imagine how I remember it.
Yeah. There are some pictures also. Yeah.
That sounds like a soldier, like someone who came there from like the U.S. Army and maybe stayed for a little too long. You know, that's what it sounds like. I knew people when I was stationed there in the Army. There was a lot of people who end up just staying for like the rest of their life.
Yeah,
they just
can imagine,
love it there. Yeah, and he can go be a rock star. He can listen to people talk shit, but speak his own language. Be like, of course I speak German. I've lived here 13 years. Yeah.
He did a great job, yeah.
Yeah.
She also did a great job, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that conversation when she's like, oh, you don't have a condom? He's like, oh, what are we going to do? You know? Oh, no. What are our options here?
Yeah, because the real rock stars would have pumped and dumped, dude. They wouldn't have given a shit.
Funny enough, I just checked the Instagram. They haven't posted anything since May last year, so I'm not surprised.
Damn, dude.
That may be
they could have been legends, man.
For me, they are.
We're going to keep them. Yeah, they're forever immortalized within Leyka and SuperMetalBros.
Yeah.
Stay in our
absolutely.
What is we'll call that guy Come and Take It. That's a superhero name.
Come and Take It.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Come and take it, guy.
yeah.
Kind of diving more into this EP a little bit. I didn't have any lyrics. I should have reached out to Tom before we even got to this, because I was like, I appreciate that you sing everything in English, but I didn't have any lyrics, so I didn't know any stories or that were baked in with the music really. However, I noticed, like, and I'm sure like both album arts are kind of like AI art. That's what they look like. But they both look great. But I noticed, like, between the album arts, the name of the albums, kind of the naming conventions, is there like or the question rather, is this like kind of one big story being told throughout both, or are they to be treated separately, both EPs?
No, they are like one big story and one big chapter of the band. That's after the second EP, we said also the first chapter is closed. You know, like we're going tour, playing our shows, but then we begin something new. All this started before I was in the band, the concept. So it was Phil and Eve's idea to do a concept like we have the Requiem and then the Resurrection. Like it's about everything going down, the post-apocalyptic style, you know, like, and then everything is going up again. Yeah.
Not every song is connected. Like it's not a big story being told on all lyrics. So, but the two title tracks, Requiem and Resurrection, they are linked. Yeah. So that's the part that is connecting the two EPs. So in Requiem, we are talking about how the humans treat the planet, so to say, or the environment, and how's everything going to shit. to be fair, yeah. And in Resurrection, basically, we are telling the story. Yeah, you can try to destroy the planet, but the planet will resurrect. It will come back, but the humans will be gone if we go on like this. So that's the part that connects. And also for the artworks, like on Requiem, you can see like this dystopian pic of a lonely person standing in front of like, it looks like an industrial building collapsing. And in Resurrection, you can see in the background again this one person, which is like this link between all our covers. Also of our
with
singles.
like the overgrowth and like the flowers
exactly,
and
like
everything overtaking
renaturing everything, the nature taking back the city and so on. So that's a bit like the scheme of it, I would say.
You know, the colors like the orange,
green and orange,
the color orange that you can see on the second EP. It's more like you can see it here. It's like more getting like the hope is rising, you know. It's getting warm, it's getting sunny, and so the flowers are growing. Everything seems destroyed, but still there's like hope, you know, and everything is beautiful. And the first cover was like everything is destroyed, industrial, cold, and empty. So I guess this is the concept of the EP. But I guess the other songs are more like a dive into ourselves and how we treat ourselves, how we treat our people, and I guess didn't change that much since the first EP.
Are you going to continue on with those concepts, or has this story been told and now you're going to move on, tell different stories?
I'm not writing the lyrics.
We'll see. I'm still not sure. For me, it's important to search for new influences, you know, like putting more hope in it, making way less melancholic maybe, or sad, maybe a bit more happiness inside the song. Like not everything is that bad.
Yeah.
But the first two EPs were like a lot. The most songs, or the songs that I wrote lyrics for, were like part of the reflection of the last years and everything that happened there, and to realize like what do people do to themselves, and just to ask the questions, what's my part in the story, and not like I'm not floating around in this world and things are happening to me, so I also do an impact in this world. What do I do for an impact? So we should look at ourselves and ask ourselves, like, what's happening around me, what's happening inside me. And I guess it's the most important. And also, it is sometimes melancholic and dark and sad, but I guess it's a process to open up and look inside what has been there for the last few years, and how should I tell the story so other people will realize, damn, maybe I should look also there, and maybe this is the missing link that I've been searching for to understand what's happening inside my head.
The new EP, I noticed a huge uptick in skill in terms of the vocals. So great job with that. Like they were great before, but they've definitely gotten a lot better. You seem to have honed in your skills quite a bit, especially, we talked about on the first EP, I think it was Fences was a song that I mentioned the most, where you had that almost like deathcore breakdown in it that I loved a lot. And I noticed a lot more of that throughout this EP. Was there a change in approach, or is it just over time you just keep honing in your skill? Is there anything different you're doing?
First of all, thanks a lot.
No problem.
I appreciate it. It's like for me, when I came into this project Leyka, I still have another band project, but we weren't making that much or rehearsing that much. So my skills were like, okay, I guess. So I just said, okay, let's do this and let's dive into this project Leyka. But after 1 year and 30 concerts, or now 43, I had like time to experiment a lot with my vocals and allow myself to go farther and leave my comfort zone because I was afraid like to hurt my voice or do something wrong. But then I learned a lot from other people how to warm up better on trying more techniques. And sometimes I was like on stage and was like, oh, which kind of noise was that?
Yeah.
And I tried to recreate it.
Can you elaborate on that a little further? Like, what's helped you with like your warm-ups and techniques that you've kind of learned from other people?
Warm-up techniques, like my first one of the warm-up techniques that I had done before was like some playlist on Spotify. It was called like warm up, I don't know what, like for like 10 minutes warming up. And also I see that other people's or vocalists running around with bottles with a straw inside. Did you see this?
I learned about this from Will Ramos.
Yeah.
From Lorna Shore started like kind of blowing through the straw.
Yeah.
And the goal is to like only allow so much pressure, I guess, to like bubble. Like you didn't want to overdo it through the straw, basically, was my understanding of it, right?
Yeah, it's like doing breathing through a straw, or and put so much air outside so you don't press too hard and not too less. So it's a consistently bubbling. I for myself never tried it, so I'm just doing it like with my lips, like bubbling with my lips, because for me it's enough. But the technique behind it is very interesting, because a friend of mine, she's a logopedic, or how's it called? She's
working on people who can't pronounce things correctly.
Yeah,
like with tongue placement.
Oh, speech therapy.
Yeah,
speech
like
impediment therapist.
Yeah. And she told me about this technique, and then I saw it from other vocalists and dived also more deep also to try this just with the lip bubbles. And also it's enough. So also the biggest step in the progress of my vocals were don't push too much pressure in it. In the beginning, you're like, I want to be loud, I want to be aggressive, I want to scream. But then I realized I've been blowing up my voice pretty fast in the years before this band. And then I realized, okay, if we want to play so much concerts, go on tour, I should change something. And then I realized it's not about it's all about the pressure. How much do you put on it? But mostly important is what do you do with your tongue, with your mouth. Like if you're screaming, you open up your mouth. If you're growling, you're closing your mouth. How's the placement of the tongue? And there's a lot of stuff that you learn. And also I've been looking at vocalists from bigger bands and try to look inside their mouth, like, what is he doing with his tongue?
Yeah.
You should ask that girl at the festival.
What are you doing
Some
with your
throat
tongue?
techniques.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you alleviate the pressure?
And those are so important, and I'm glad that there's more information out there for like vocalists, you know, because you look at like so many great, you know, frontmen in the past have how many of them blew out their vocals to where it never came back. I mean, one of the biggest examples, Phil Anselmo from Pantera. You know, like about halfway into Pantera's history, he blew it out. It never came back. So you remember all of his high pitched stuff he used to do, and like I don't know if you guys listen to Pantera, but like, you know, Cemetery
Cowboys
Gates
from Hell.
Yeah, Cowboys from Hell days. He would do like the high pitch, like real like old school like metal screaming. And by the time he got into like 99, he couldn't do it anymore. And it's because he was just going it alone. He didn't have YouTube, you know, to teach him to do things to keep his voice right. He's also kind of an asshole.
That's the thing. Yeah, you have to be cautious.
But it's pretty cool that we have like the internet and the information to share. You know, like a lot of people sitting there and putting their time and effort inside there and telling people how to not fuck up your voice. And it's so important. I remember the first time I started to do voice sounds with my voice was like 15 years ago when I was 15. You know, I've been listening to some like Bullet for a Valentine or Job for a Cowboy, and I was like, yeah, damn, dude, I want to sound like them. And every time I was like screaming, something was hurting. I'm like, something I'm doing wrong. But
well, that's the thing is like those people, even those guys, were probably doing it wrong.
You
know what I mean? Like you go back to a good example of this. I always allude to Parkway, but Winston McCall, like he'll even tell you like his techniques from back in the day just weren't it, man. Like they sounded brutal, but he was fucking tearing up his vocal cords. Ollie Sykes from Bring Me the Horizon, that dude, that one, he almost lost his voice completely. But he had to completely change up, and now you've got Cardivox Academy, you know, Extreme Vocal Institute, which teaching someone vocals is like it has to be your own journey because it's like moving a muscle that you've never even thought about before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like you have to kind of explore. Obviously, I think one of the best advices you can give is if it starts hurting, fucking stop. Take a break.
For sure.
You know what I mean? But aside from that, vocals are just so over the top now and insane. I can't even imagine like it being more brutal than it is today. It's good to see that you're able to make big monster noises and be completely safe about it too.
I had another question for you guys. Change the subjects a little bit. I've noticed a lot of the bands I've met, like you guys obviously are in the metalcore genre. A lot of the bands I met don't listen to their own genre. Is that true for you guys? Do you try to, and the idea
He's like,
behind
no.
The idea I've heard behind that is like, they don't want to be influenced by their peers, you know, too much. So they don't want to sound like, cause I've noticed like, I listen obviously to everything. And when I try to write riffs, every time I write a riff, I'm like, oh, that was just basically some periphery riff, you know?
But this, you can't avoid this, I would say. But I think if you take the whole band, I think what we can agree on is metalcore. This is what the baseline, what everyone listens to from our band. But everyone has his own like favorite genres. I would say Tom and I are really like the ones who really listen to a lot of metalcore.
Yeah, we're like into the same genre, same bands, and I guess
mostly at least. And I would say like Phil, our other guitarist and clean singer, he listens to a lot of stuff, but he's also very, very big into pop punk, I would say. And then our bassist, I don't
Bass
know.
player.
He listens to all the like pagan metal and stuff, and
middle age metal or
middle age
metal.
I don't know.
About
he also
shit.
listens to hardcore and metalcore, but he really has like a very vast. He listens to old school stuff, to pagan, to
black metal. I met him on a black metal.
Oh
concert.
Yeah, right. They didn't know they are both there, and they were like, "Oh, hey!"
a friend of mine, he came last year to my birthday party and said, "Yeah, I've got us ticket for those cool black metal bands. It's your birthday presents." I'm like, "I never heard of this band, thank you." So we went together to this black metal concert. I said, "Okay, let's get surprised." I never listened to black metal before that much, so we went inside there, and then like my bass player came. We were like walking past each other, like, "Dude, what are you doing here?"
So what'd you think about it? Did you like it? It's an acquired taste for sure.
Yeah, it depends on the band. There was one band that I really liked who was very experimental in the black metal genre, but the other bands, it sounded for me like one long song. They're playing like 1 hour long song, but what I really like is the ambiente they're doing on the stage, like wearing stuff and snowflakes over the whole stage and all the stuff, and it's like a theater, you know. It's not about music; it's more like a theater, and I really liked it. I loved it, but for me, it's like listening to this music is. I couldn't see where the song ends and where the next one starts.
Yeah.
So,
I'd say that's a pretty common in that genre, you know, like
that and fucking doom metal.
Yeah. Exactly. What albums are you guys listening to today?
Let me think.
Latest one for me, I'm really excited about like Moss to Flames. That seems like the EP they just released it's going to be really good. I also listened to a lot of Filth.
I have to check this. I listened to a band we played with together last year, Skywalker, they are called. They're like a hardcore metalcore band from Czech. Very good album.
Like Luke
Star
Skywalker?
Wars theme hardcore band.
Their label is also called Anakin, so it's quite clear where the name is from. Yeah.
Oh wow!
But they're not playing Star Wars music.
No, luckily not.
They're not like Galactic Empire.
No.
No. I listened to the While She Sleeps album quite a lot lately, which is also quite good. Then also German band Set Your Sails, also metalcore, quite like one of the breakout bands here in Germany. Really good album. I would say those are the three I listened to recently quite a lot. And our EP, because I have to practice. Sitting here at my computer with my guitar, and it sounds good, but if you hear it then fully produced and like all the impacts coming at the right moments, like that's you know, then you are sitting there and thinking, now slowly what was in my mind slowly comes together. So that's quite special then. And like a song like Resurrection, honestly, when I first heard it, because usually we write it on Guitar Pro, then send it back and forth for songwriting, and I couldn't imagine the song being so big.
Yeah.
And then I didn't, because for this we did not record demo vocals, no demos. For me, I didn't hear it before it was done, basically, before we heard the first mix. And then hearing the song, and I was directly like, yeah, fuck it, this song is fucking great compared to what I heard before.
Yeah. That's not even the same thing at the end as it started,
It's changed.
I listened to the band that's supporting you, Colors of Autumn, last night. And that band's pretty dope, dude. That's I think pretty great support for. This is your guys' headline tour. Is this your first one?
Yeah. So Colors of Autumn, good friends of us, as I call them, the better Ghost Inside, not Ghost Inside, Parkway Drive.
Yeah.
Because they listen, they sound today like Parkway Drive should sound today. So,
Yeah, absolutely. You guys shared a lot of similarities too. That's why I think they're like a great support band for you.
Yeah, I would say we are both like old school metalcore, and I always say they are like more metalcore. And we have like a bit more of death influences, if it's death metal or deathcore. And they are really like I said, I think Parkway Drive is a pretty good comparison.
Yeah,
them in all regards. In some of their guitar moments, I noticed the Human Abstract moments kind of came through. They had some really good guitar fills in their stuff. So
yeah, their lead guitarist is much better than me.
If you're calling it Human Abstract, he must be better than most of us, man. Because Human Abstracts, that's like legendary, man.
But
though
they are really great band, especially great guys. That's why we take them with us, and really good live as well. So what you hear on their album, they really can replicate on stage. And
have you guys live streamed or recorded any of your gigs?
Yeah, I think we can say it because this podcast won't come out next week, I guess.
Yeah.
We will drop a live video on the 6th of May, I think, for Prisoners.
Okay.
And probably there will be another song being published from our release concert, like we did last year, but this time a bit better with more angles and more a bit better production. So this will be quite cool.
We just need to get out to Germany to see you guys, man.
Yeah.
Come hang, come
or you guys need to hurry up, get famous enough to do a US tour.
Yeah.
we have to convince Electric Callboy to take us with them.
Yeah,
because they are more or less living in the US, I think. Now.
Yeah,
we had the opportunity to talk to the drummer last year at the contest. He said Nijiri.
You quite very, very nice guy.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. He was there, and after it was clear who won the contest. We stood outside, drank some beer, talking to each other, and then he was standing there, and we're like, "Yo, if it's okay for you, would like to ask you what we could do better to win next time."
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And he took his time. He's been talking to us like 1.5 hours straight, like to every band member, took his time, and he wasn't like that. Yeah, I gotta go. I'm sorry. He was like standing there, fully committed into the conversation, and giving us tips how to get better, how to get, like how to tear the place up and to catch a crowd.
Yep.
Yeah,
and also like what's important and what we should not take too much time on it. So it was pretty cool. Maybe will happen one day. That will take us with them if we're good enough.
Yeah. No, I think you guys are on an upward trajectory, man. I think you'll get there. I really believe in you as a band. I mean, you guys got great personalities. Your guys' music is great. It just continues to get better. So now that the EP's said and done, are you guys going to start working on like a full length or another EP?
I guess what more like is the plan now to have it not like that big projects anymore, because this was really like pulling our time immensely in the last like 4 or 5 months. I mean, we started recording in October and we were only done like in I think February. After the first single, I think we were done with everything. So it was really like, we don't want to do it like this anymore. So probably what we will do is like record 2 or 3 songs at a time. And I guess we would bundle them at some point into one big release, something like this. If we have like 4 songs left, we would say like, come on, let's make it 10 songs and make an album out of it, something like this. Because it's easier, it's not so cost intensive to have everything at once, because this is also a big problem, of course. And you stay more relevant. If you like small packages, you can track out 3 songs over 4 or 5 months and just have a release. Because what we really figured out over the last year, like after March we were done with our EP, our first one, and then it took like 9 months until the next song came out. So you could see, the interest did shrink a bit. Because there was not much new. Of course, the good thing was we played very much. So this is definitely our upside, that we are much on the road. I think that's something like our strength, I would say. Playing a lot live and getting good feedback about it. But we need to push out more music in shorter
increments, shorter amount of time, like every few months or so.
Yeah.
Like have a song.
Just to stay relevant, because there's so many bands. It's crazy. In Germany, like metalcore is blowing up, I feel.
Yeah.
And they are very good bands. It's not like, 10 years ago you had like 20 bands and 3 or 4 were really good and the rest was
maybe 1. Yeah.
And the rest was okay, you're a local band, okay. Yeah, cool. I don't have huge expectations, but today you are going on a local concert and you are like 3 out of 4 bands are like 20 years ago you would be the big ones. That's so crazy today.
Yep. Well, it's got to be exciting to be a part of that wave that like metalcore is starting to get popular within Germany. It's starting to rise, which only helps you guys, and you can kind of be, you could go on to like cement yourselves within the German metal scene, and maybe even go on to like influence other people that start their own bands, and just see the metal community continue to grow and grow, metalcore more specifically. Do you guys want to experiment with new sounds or new types of, I guess, let's say fusion of genres within like your music?
To be honest, there's not much written yet for new stuff.
I'm just thinking but, like in concept. Is there?
Yeah, well, I could imagine I would love to do one song that's really our style, but with more deathcore in it. That I would like to try out, because I think Tom has very good fitting vocals for it. And I know one song that we started writing has more of a hardcore influence.
So, I remember. He was sitting here in the evening like, yo, listen to this riff.
It's got that fucking John like,
I was standing here like in front of the computer, like, fuck yeah, bro. this was going to tear up the place.
We have to see. I think we are currently a bit, I think the second EP was more like, now we found not our total sound, but more what defines us. I would say you could gasp that there were some points that are more in us now, that are more specific to us now. But we have to see how it develops now, because we did not write much music over the last half year, to be honest, because there was no fucking time. But I would like to stay in the big picture. I would like to stay in this kind of direction, but I think it's always cool if you listen to an album and there are 2 or 3 songs that are a bit out of place and do something different. I think that's always a bit exciting and makes it more interesting also for the listener to check the whole album. Because I mean, some people say, why is there not this? Why is it different? Why are those songs different? But for me personally, if I listen to an album and there are 2 or 3 songs standing out, it's more interesting for me to have like the same song 10 times. It doesn't make much sense for me.
I mean, that's also for me very interesting to listen to bands or that are experimenting, like maybe with rap, maybe with electronic parts,
maybe with Mariah Carey.
Maybe with Mariah Carey. Maybe. And doing stuff, like somebody never heard before, but if it fits, it fits, like
don't force it either.
And that's the point. Like I started listening to punk rock, then I continued with alternative nu metal, like with Spineshank, Linkin Park, Cell Dweller, I don't know, like a lot of bands which were very, which has been experimenting a lot with the different styles, like around 2000. But for me, like I maybe would like to experiment a little bit more with alternative nu metal vocals and parts, like, because if you listen to bands like Cane Hill or Blood Youth, I love the harsh vocals. Like they're not like deathcore vocals or metalcore vocals. They're just harsh, like raw and straight in your face, and you just want to bang your head if you listen to them, like in the old times of Slipknot.
Well, I think you guys are on a good path. Something else I noticed that I wanted to praise you guys for is for one, the songs are catchier. I think the choruses are much, much better on this EP. And then when you go from those moments to those really aggressive, heavy moments that are almost like, bordering deathcore. Like, I think that those moments, those transitions are where you guys really shine. And I would love to see more of that. And I think we talked about it in the first interview we did, Fences being the main example. But I think you guys really, really have something special with the melody going into these just absolutely banger fucking aggressive parts. And Tom, your vocals, your lows especially, I'd like to hear some more highs. I think you have good highs too, but your lows were incredible on this EP. Nothing but praise. Fucking awesome that we get to see you guys again, man.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Well, now that you know how Texans really roll,
Yeah. Taking up the stage and getting our dicks.
I'm not getting any BJs in front of windows anytime soon. So
yeah.
Maybe you should come to Germany.
Yeah.
we need stage dancers. You two would be perfect.
There's this band, there was a buzz around them for like a little bit, something on Facebook that happened, but there used to be this band somewhere from Europe, I'm not entirely sure, called Rock Bitch. And it was an all-female band.
Okay.
And like their whole like shtick was like they would like fuck each other on stage, and they would like fuck people in the crowd. And they had like these like funnels that they would like piss in, and they would like piss all over the crowd.
Oh no, yeah.
So
who the fuck goes
check
to
out
concerts, man? Oh fuck.
What I'm saying is we could be those guys for you. We can just piss on the crowd, and we can just fuck random strangers for you.
We'll call him R and me Kelly.
Like the Undertaker.
Yeah. I mean, I don't kink shame, but I'm not sure if our audience will like this.
I mean, friends of us are playing on a kinky party.
In Hamburg,
We'll warm them up to it. We'll smash some watermelons first, just to get them used to like the liquid,
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
With our thighs.
Why is it suddenly getting so warm? Huh?
Yeah. Okay, so
pants feel tighter all of a sudden.
First of all, we will prepare some costumes for you, and maybe on the next interview podcast we will present them to you, or when you come to Germany. So prepare yourself. If you come to Germany, we have a separate room for you guys, so you can try on the clothes and sleep there, and and let's go
doesn't sound right. Honestly.
You just gotta store it in like fucking chests that you bring on stage. You just open a box and we just come out in full gimp leather. All right, put them back in the box. Lock it up.
Go back in.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, it was great talking to you. We love you guys. Thank you as always for being supporters of this podcast. And coming on, dude. We'll always have you guys on whenever you guys want to come on. So
thanks a lot. It was fun once again.
Yeah.
Always good to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
Been waiting.
We'll look out for your live video whenever that is. If you guys ever by chance live stream it or something like one of your concerts, let us know, and so we can watch you guys play live.
Yeah. I hope this will happen sometime. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you a lot. Been waiting for this interview podcast for weeks now, like when it's time to speak to those guys again.
Yeah.
It's every time.
Well, hey, listen, man, you guys don't ever need like an excuse to kick it. You know what I mean? So like, I know you guys are incredibly busy, but if you ever want to reach out and just shoot the shit, dude, you guys are more than welcome to. That door's always open to you. So
nice,
thanks
man.
a lot,
Thanks.
man. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
now fuck off.
Yeah.